we are having here. Let's see if I can make this adjustable here. And of course, we're going for this day of, well, first of all, happy Valentine's Day for anybody that is celebrating, and also anybody that's going out and celebrating, make sure you have a nice, safe, and enjoyable time. Let's get into it. We still are doing right now. WWE is still focusing on building for the Elimination Chamber, which is presented in the next less than 2 weeks from now. And so our next lineup, our batch of matches will be triple threat matches to qualify for the Money in the Bank in this aspect. So definitely looking forward to seeing all the competitors looking to compete. Tiffany Stratton's already competed, placed a spot. Rhea Ripley has already placed a spot within the women's elimination chamber. LA Knight has secured a spot, and so did also, I believe it was not Jacob. Well, Jacob and Sammy and Cody all have a match prior to tonight. Second guy. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, Sami Zayn all have a triple threat match qualifier for going tonight. And there's also another triple threat match between Julia, Alexa Bliss, um, and also Selena Vega. Almost forgot. So yeah, they'll be having their qualifying matchup before the women's elimination chamber match, and there'll be more qualifying matches as, like I said, the week goes on. And so, opening part again, we had the MFTs. They were cut. First of all, Carmelo Hayes was cutting a promo, saying that he wouldn't do the saying that he wouldn't do the um he wouldn't do the United States Open Challenge this week. He's more focusing on qualifying matches and advancing himself also to within the parameter of getting a championship match. So again, there is going to be a various amount of expectations, especially going forward, more so because Carmelo Hayes, he's looking to also avenge his um, ill-advised matchup that went wrong against him and Ilya Dragunov. So that is also another highly aspirated thing to go ahead and be looking forward to. Carmelo Hayes did cite the fact that he did want to partake in the Elimination Chamber qualifying matchups next week, so there will be something to look forward to. We might not get another United States Open Challenge, but we're still going to see Carmelo Hayes compete, which then we had the impromptu matchup with the MFTs against Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, Matt Cardona, um, Shinsuke Nakamura. And there's one more here I'm also trying to get. Oh, Apollo Crews. Sorry, but yeah, they all competed in a 5-on-5 10-man tag team matchup. Um, Match was fast paced, high quality. So, fast paced. So, the match predominantly didn't go on ahead and sustain that long. So, unfortunately, the MFTs did pull through. And if I'm not mistaken, that there was another qualifying matchup, per se. Um, Lash Legend, she had competed with two other opponents. I believe it was. Sorry, I'm still recapping. Also had another few things. Tiffany Stratton was just hitting at her the fact that she qualified. And do apologize because there was also another um tag team championship matchup. Actually, women's tag team championship matchup with Rio against um Nia Jax and Lash Legends, the two teams that are probably about the most powerhouse stacked team of them all. And for everything, it's a nice implementation. Do like the momentum that Lash and Nia had built, especially because they're being the heels according into this storyline. So it does fit well to their character. For them to do, like I said, more heel brandish things in order to build more heat. And Nia has always gained heat over the years, so it's definitely great to see her tagging out with a partner that looks as good as her. And now, how's it going? And now we can finally see if they're going to be able to pull through with the tag team titles at some time. I do appreciate you subbing. I do appreciate you subscribing. Please make sure you hit the like also too. And there's going to be. I'm still hoping on getting a women's fatal four way. Give me a second. So yeah, it's really decent to see. It's decent to see these two teams. Like I said, powerhouse tag teams. Different implication. I hinted for months now that I wanted to see a women's fatal four way tag team championship match. I don't know. Maybe we can get that at Mania. I thought maybe they probably would have ended it off and then maybe broken into another group to go ahead and have contendership. But the way it's looking, I can see that I don't know if it is going to happen or maybe they might have just one contender to the women's tag team championship, but it's right now looking implementally good. And so, like I said, it's looking great for the women's tag team division. All right, I'm gonna listen to that song, but yeah, and going back to the 5-on-5 um, tag team match with the MFTs pulling through against the like I said, the other five competitors, which is Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, Shinsuke, Apollo Crews, and I'll get the other one in a second. But yeah, with the MFTs pulling off the win, it does makes it a lot more helpful for their storyline. The MFTs, I don't know if they're still gonna have them still having the rivalry with the Wyatt Six. So maybe you can see how that fares later on in the future. Maybe so. Again, the Wyatt Six haven't had that much exposure as of much. So who knows? This could probably potentially build up to be a bigger matchup. Again, the MFTs have both the championship belts and they have the Wyatt Six clock. So I mean, light. So maybe at some point in time, maybe we can go ahead and end up seeing them going ahead and facing again later on down the line. Who knows? Hopefully so. So again, seeing maybe hopefully the MFTs and the Y6s going up against each other might be a different style, but I'd like to see a different style of matchup, maybe a tornado style. And as far as the women's qualifying matchup, Selena Vega, Alexa Bliss, and Julia and Women's United States Champion Julia. They were all competing for the right to enter the Women's Elimination Chamber match, which Alexa Bliss had pulled off with a sister Abigail with DDT on Selena Vega to pull through with the win. So right now it will be right now it is going to be Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton, um, Rhea Ripley, and uh, I believe Charlotte Flair as well. Do apologize, but yeah, we are going to be seeing like I said, different a nice list of superstars within the chamber match. Still got a couple more qualifying matchups in order to fill up the slots. So gonna be a lot to be seen going throughout the week. And there was also another prop match, Dragon Lee versus Trick Williams. Can't lie, you can kind of see where this was gonna probably be hinted to. They've been trying to build up Trick ever since hitting the roster. Dragon Lee kind of has not had a solid position or standstill of where he has been with everything. So you can kind of see that he was going to kind of lose that matchup per se, but unfortunately, this is WWE. Everything is already scripted. So, with all that being said, we can go ahead and definitely subject that. Definitely automatically subject that Trick is going to be maybe showcased on Mania. Hopefully so. There's a lot of hosts of superstars that are upstarting from the NXT roster and are really taking over. Obafemi is also another one of those. Him and Javon. There's a lot of young upstarts now in the WWE that can go ahead and inside partake inside of mid card statuses. So maybe some of the uplift can be shown. And again, the Whip That Trick era has started. So now at this point in this general area, and then also there was also a little slight promotion within. And again, Jay Cardell was in the ring with She was in the ring with Jordan Grace. So I don't know when their matchup is going to be hinted at. Again, Judgment Day showing up on SmackDown was kind of different. Wasn't expecting it for the most part. Again, with Liv doing her Royal Rumble posted tour does make it interesting. Like I said, with her going forward, Liv has been pretty interesting. Jay has only had zero defenses since being champion. Again, her and Chelsea Green's aesthetic rivalry hasn't really hinted too well, but Jade and Jordan Grace is actually a decent matchup because it's strength for strength and size on side. And both of these classical wrestlers are actually pretty decent in the ring. Again, I love the heel style of Dirty Dom, especially chicken tendies. Very hilarious. He is. I can say this honestly. He is this generation's Eddie Guerrero for what Eddie was for us, and so we have had a young superstar being, I can't say groomed, but decently well and fared very well within WWE. So we have a lot of potential to take his his status to the next stratosphere. And unfortunately, Jordan Grace did not pull through when she got hit with Jade. Again, this was a women's championship matchup for G. I think this, I believe, is not her first title defense. So again, Liv Morgan, just seeing who she will end up facing next is still going to be a thing to be seen. So again, um, I don't know. Maybe if y'all are a fan of Liv Morgan, you're a fan of Jade. Maybe you might want to see Jade versus Liv Morgan, or maybe Liv versus Stephanie Valkyria. It is still going to be interesting to see. Well, Raquel fits that within the matchup within it. I do see a face turn at some point. And then I do believe the final matchup of the night had concluded with the triple threat of Jacob Fatu versus Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes. Um, Great matchup throughout the whole thing in its entirety. Again, Drew McIntyre had hit in and said to Sammy, I want to see you win. Um, again, I'm going to do the assessment and I'll take the weaker of the two. And Drew McIntyre, like how he did at Saturday Night's main event, wanted to pick the bones. Make sure that he doesn't want to see Cody Rhodes at all, even though Claymore kicked him out of a Rumble. And he also interfered also within the triple threat match itself. Can't really say he interfered when there is no rules. And with that, Cody Rhodes had a crossroads on Sammy in order to get the pinfall and the win. So he now is added to the men's elimination chamber, which, like I said, we all know Roman's going to be facing Punk at Mania. So with the winner of the Money in the Bank, I'm sorry, the winner of the Elimination Chamber will go on ahead to end up facing the World Heavyweight Champion, whoever that will be. Again, with Drew hitting a power bomb on Jacob. We still never got the hint of who attacked Jacob a few months ago. So now that we are going to definitely be seeing, hopefully, we might be able to see Jacob versus a Drew McIntyre. It will be interesting to see. That is a really good impromptu matchup. I'm hoping that maybe we can end up getting that soon. Again, Drew is a decent sized competitor, and Jacob is a different athletic competitor. So who knows when it all comes said and done, um, we end up seeing like a new champion being crowned before Mania. Might be a new champion at Mania. Might be a lot of things to be potentially listed, but one thing's for sure, two things is less. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and so it still go ahead and ends up with a lot of excitement going on. And make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe, and be tuned in more for my be tuning in more for my podcast. And then I will get back at you on another time frame. Until then, stay great, everyone. Take it easy.